Okay, y'all, this is Sweet Pea. This is cat number 3 for this channel. Guest cat. Technically guest number 4 if you count the episode Eternal Meowing of the Spotless Sci-Fi, in which I had a stray cat in here that I was trying to get to calm down. Never did. But I did see her the other day, and one of these days I'll catch her. Let me pet her. She's been eating on the food on my porch, so she's around, I guess, still. She looked good. Not starving or anything. Not disgusting, but I still don't think that cat has a home. Sweet Pea. Squirrel. People are trying to start division between you and Prismo because your YouTube shorts have sometimes 1,500 or more followers, sometimes 5,000. And Prismos are always less than 100. It's so sad. Almost always. You're a beautiful squirrel, but your mother is as well. My daughter Anodyne is going to be staying here for a little bit before she moves to Germany as an exchange student. She might be here two months, but first she's going to this German language boot camp in a forest. Learn the language of the Germans. What's up, kitty? I used to live in Austria for 3 years growing up. Ich spreche ein bisschen Deutsch. You are Prismo's daughter, Baby Squirrel's sister. I knew you as a kitten and we loved each other. I knew you again when you came back to the house for a while. After the adoption with Becca didn't work out. I knew you whenever I would go over to Anodyne's. Don't you remember me? I think she's swearing at me and cat. Look, kitty, it's our shared common ancestor. Little signs of Anodyne's presence all over the apartment. Another oven mitt. Just put those up. My favorite pictures from my life. My backpack in the back of a truck while hitchhiking in northern Canada. Yeah, while living in a trailer in the desert in Arizona. Romeo. 5 significant scenes from my life, spanning my whole life. One's in there from being a kid. Austria, top left corner. That one's another fave photo of my life. That's pretty good. Prismo. Prismo! I'll tell you all that this cat was cute. Look at that little face. Excuse me, kitty. I just want everyone to see how adorable you are. And your little white paws. In the trashy backyard. Hi, how are you? You're in a new place. You're agitated. Right? But you'll adjust. Remember when you came back from the house with children you'd been adopted away to? At the old house. You were unhappy then too, and soon you weren't. But Anodyne said you never made friends with the cat at this last house. That's sad, kitty. Where's your mom? I can get out the treats, I guess. Here she comes, it's Prismo. She's amazing. Hey. What's up, kitty? What are you doing there, Prismo? What's going on here? This girl's getting her bird time in. She's the poet to the birds. She sings to them like Sappho. Oh, that I had wings and could fly with you, birds. That's probably what she's saying. And this cat's always look kind of buff. We used to joke about it. What are you? Your squirrel's a lion, and Prismo's a panther. This cat, Sweet Pea, is an ocelot. One of my first 2 cats when I was a kid was named Sweet Pea also. This has a precedent. Kitties, anything you want to say about your new roommate? Prismo, it's your daughter, and Squirrel, it's your sister. Do you remember her at all from 2 previous times? Or from giving birth to her, Prismo? Being in utero with her, Squirrel? Joseph in France is gonna love this. It's Squirrel's French admirer who watches this channel in Strasbourg, France. It's true, a cat watches this. Amazing. I have photos. See some of the past thumbnails of this channel. Joseph watching Baby Squirrel. Thank you for those photos, Johnny. Oh, such drama. So many places in Albuquerque did not capitalize on their Breaking Bad stardom Like, see that sticker for that car wash right there? That's what it was. It was this octopus car wash at the time. And they totally did a major makeover after that show. It looks nothing like that almost now. See also a pizzeria that was featured prominently. They immediately split into rival companies. Maybe divided over the potential money, who knows? And then neither company is around that I know of. There's a few places like that. Things I've noticed. The old Denny's by UNM. They tore it down right after that show. I'm like, this is like a famous location in the show. Why are you tearing this down? Capitalize so much. You know? We're all poor in this economy. There's no such thing as selling out now, basically. Speaking of selling out, I do always hate when YouTubers go into the ad all casual. I feel betrayed a little bit by their change in tone and intent. I understand all us monkeys gotta dance for our pennies, but I really love that corner now. Well, it's cute how quickly you found yourself a windowsill, and you're lithe enough you can fit there. Whereas one squirrel kind of can't. Oh, come on. Dusty Dubs should discover these videos. At that guy. I'd love to hear what he'd do with the cats I love. Don't know that YouTube channel guy? Takes cute internet videos of animals and overdubs voices over them like they're humans. It's very funny. He has more hits than misses. Very funny guy. These boxes are for trash. What's up, kitties? I feel like this chair and stool that Anna and I brought really completes the room, as do these pillows. That's nice. We can have more of a party. I was going to put a beanbag there or two, but that could work, and we could also get a beanbag or two to fill the cracks, get them out of the closet when someone gets there. This place to be awesome. I really want to try to live here for like 2 years at least, 3 years, and just always be making it cooler. When I have a good paying teaching job, I'm going to like put some dough into it and the side yard. Make it a little party pad. You know, the world is what you make it, so cultivate your garden. I love Candide so much. Maybe I'll just make this video about Candide. I was going to do nonfiction, but let's look at these. Yeah. At one point I wanted to collect, the goal was every paperback edition of Candide. Because it's nice to have a scope, you know, and not have to get like all the really expensive old 1700s French versions or whatever. Or so it was like every English language paperback. This isn't paperback, but it's paperback size almost. It's amazing. Maybe I just want every edition. I love Candide. It's such a beautiful, funny, awesome story. It's like a biblical yet secular tale. Somebody who thinks he lives in the best of all possible worlds, and then just horrible stuff happens to him nonstop. He's literally like flayed by an entire army at one point. And another character is assaulted by an entire army. And in the end, this battered, broken crew ends up in this home together. They're like, what do you do with a world like this? Yikes. The simple answer is cultivate your garden. Let's look at these. You know, you take care of your little spot. And, you know, how much of existence, how much of everything can you make better? Make that much better, you know? 1966. I'm always saying I love 66 paperbacks with their beautiful saturated inks and even their scholarly vibes, back covers. This is beautiful. You know, the part of me that loves a Rothko painting loves this cover. It's gorgeous. But it has a lot of supplementary material too. Maybe when I read this book, I'll read all the supplementary material in these copies also. Yeah. Ronald Schumacher, my old literature professor, said, you don't really know a work in translation unless you've read 3 versions of it. I like that. But I definitely always have my favorite translations. Like, I think I'm as much a fan sometimes of Constance Garnett as I am of Dostoevsky. Like, I love her versions. She got it right the first time. She was the first translator that interpreted them, and she's who is the translator of many old Dostoevsky paperbacks. I always like her translations. And what do I know? But I'm like, I love it. I'm transformed by it. You did something right. Some times later translations that I read miss a little bit of the pop and razzle-dazzle of a Dostoevsky text. Voltaire, what was his deal? 1700s, France, syphilis. Kind of a Ben Franklin type dude, maybe. But French. This one looks cool. This one looks cool, and I believe I've read this edition. I've read other copies. I at one point I had like 20 Candides. I need to be back there. Stupid purge. Why did I get rid of all my books? Maybe not 20, but like at least a dozen. I've just been steadily acquiring them since 2002. This was given to me recently as a gift from my friend Lisa Barrow, who knows that I love books and love books as objects. She does as well. She knows I love Candide, and she always keeps an eye open for cool copies of it. Thank you, Lisa. You're awesome. She's going to be a guest on this channel sometime. Got like way too excited about when I suggested it, because she is a book freak. Like myself. But we're out there, you know. Today I was at a New Mexican restaurant, and the waitress saw me reading Ernest Hemingway's A Farewell to Arms. We got into a big conversation about it, and she knew all kinds of stuff about Kafka. And James Baldwin was the first writer she mentioned. James Baldwin and Kafka are her two favorites at the moment. I'm like, awesome. Those could be favorites for life. Those are top talents. And every author, in a way, if you obsess enough, is all of literature, you know. You'll get it all. This will be the copy I read in the paperback project. I bet I've given away, you know, as many copies of Candide as... Anytime I get doubles, I give them away, of course. Today I gave away doubles of Andre Gide's The Immoralist and Borges' Fictionis. One of my daughter's friends, Gray, but that's someone who'll actually read them and get something out of this. The Immoralist was arguably the first autofiction, you know, where it was like someone's nonfiction life. No way it's the first, but it kind of feels like the beginning of a modern trend of it and variety of it. Like a secret confessional with details fictionalized. I mean, that goes back, but, you know, if you're looking at the lineage of modern quote-unquote autofiction, creative nonfiction, fiction novel, it's Andre Gide. And Anodyne's friend Gray said he was interested in gay fiction, and I know that that's an element of that. So, and then Borges, I had just had 2 copies of that, and I knew this person was smart and interesting. But here's one that I give away a lot. I don't want to give away any of these copies. I'm going to start collecting beautiful copies of Candide again because I love Candide. It's just one of those great books. It's one of my top 10 for sure. Voltaire wasn't the most radical guy at the time. He kind of walked the line, was a little more mainstream. He'd go on the Colbert Show or something. Kind of an old school liberal type, I think. But he was also a bit of a libertine. He wrote some other works that are appreciated. I think Candide is an example of... I've read this book several times. It's great. It's one I have to revisit every few years, and it's not that long. So if you find yourself substitute teaching in a classroom, and they happen to have a few copies of it, pick one up, read it. I've done that. I did that with a big chunk of Dante's Inferno not too long ago, and it was fantastic. The John Ciardi translation, that famous 60s paperback series. I think it's 60s, maybe 70s. This version. I'm excited to read these though. This is the paperback project. For those of you new to the channel, I'm trying to read all of these. I've read almost 10 of them now. It'll probably take me about 5 years. I do a review for each one. And one I want to do experiments with rereading some of them. Now I'm doing that with the Secret Share, reading it every month for a year. Making a video each time. How deep can you explore a text? Let's find out. And I can generate the material for a paper that I'll write eventually, and probably some creative works. Well, what do you think of what's going on? Kitties. Your daughter's back. I thought she was gone. It's like that Simpsons joke. What have you always said, Dad? When you're 18, you're out of the house. You know, that other thing. Squirrel, you gonna hide under there too? I put a new scratching board under there with carpet on it. Anodyne brought it. You'll love it. Yeah, what do y'all think of Candide by Voltaire? Have you ever given it to anybody? Has it ever changed anyone's lives? It's got the simple message that you're a fool to be an optimist, but it's the only option. Focus on what you can do. Do it. Try to survive. Cultivate your garden. You better have a squirrel in your life. Some equivalents. Is there an equivalent? She's pretty amazing. All right, well, Candide, you know. Voltaire. There was an edgier guy. Who's the edgier guy in France around the same time that said humankind will not be free until the last priest has been strangled with, king has been strangled with the entrails of the last priest? What's that guy's name? Look it up. It's the one Edward Abbey put on the cover of a literary journal and attributed to Louisa May Alcott and got kicked out of his literary journal editing job at UNM. Edward Abbey. How many writers have nicknames that are commonly used by their fans? I've heard many people call him Cactus Ed. He's their friend. That's pretty cool. Their desert compatriot. They've gone through experiences with his writing, probably trekking into the wilderness with a copy in a backpack. Special, different sort of writer. Yeah. But come on, this is a great book, right? And I hope you're not mad the first third of this video was about the cats. Will that appeal to everyone? No. Will it appeal to many people who are interested in books? Very possibly. I think us bookish people, we appreciate a pet or an animal companion that can just hang out while you read a book, you know? Dogs are always like, are you done? Let's go. Let's go run around. Come on, keep petting me at least if we're going to sit here. Well, cats like that too. Oh, this is a work by an artist who did another book cover that I really like. And all the art in this book, Green Mansions. Sheila Beckett, as well as 70 golden books. See the video I made about this book? I really enjoyed it. I liked it a lot. Interesting, different. I would never have read this. It's kind of outside my comfort zone. At a juncture of two traditions of literature, realism and romanticism. Blending both a bit. Some things working, a couple little details not working for me. I mean, what does it mean that spiders wove her dress? That makes the whole thing fantastical. Maybe that's just fine. Or maybe it's an illusion that she just puts on in the world of the book. But it seems to be real. She's kind of magical, I guess. Let's just accept that part, huh? That is part of the paperback project. Loving this project so far. Wish I could do this channel just full time. Send me money, people with money. Come on, just get a box. Step 1, get a box. That'll be the title of this YouTube video, how to send me money. Step 2, fill the box with cash. Small bills, you know. But big bills are fine too. And then you want to really pack it down. Some people like to vacuum seal their boxes full of money that they send to strangers on the internet. You know, because you can get more in there without all that pesky, bulky air. That's step 1 right there. My daughter's doing True Window. I think it's so beautiful. She's got a great design sense, that kid. Already making it her own. Love it, love it, love it. Well, this has been Introduction to Sweet Pea and brief discussion of Candide. Candide is a cruel and destructive book as well as a funny one. Funny and cruel. The qualities go together more easily perhaps than we like to think, but they would not suffice for the peculiar vitality of Candide unless something else were added. If all it did was demolish a long outdated system of German philosophy, its fun might feel as antiquated and its cruelty as gratuitous as Shakespeare's puns or Pope's malignant hounding after dunces. I don't think Shakespeare feels dated. But Candide's cruelty is not sour, and its fun remains modern and relevant. Dozens of heroes in modern fiction are Candides under one disguise or another, as our standard heroine is a reworked Madame Bovary, who herself has more than a touch of Candide in her complexion. This is cool. Look, it has quotes from this book up front. On the pages of Candide. That's an interesting thing. It's not something you usually see. Have I ever seen this before? In this best of all possible worlds, the Baron's castle was the most magnificent of all castles, and my lady the best of all possible baronesses. Candide was struck with amazement and really could not conceive how he came to be a hero. This is the best of all possible worlds. What are the others like? A modest woman may be once violated, but her virtue is greatly strengthened as a result. In the different countries in which it has been my fate to wander, and the many inns where I have been a servant, I have observed a prodigious number of people who held their existence in abhorrence, and yet I never knew more than 12 who voluntarily put an end to their misery. Never while I live shall I lose the remembrance of that horrible day on which I saw my father and brother barbarously butchered before my eyes and my sister ravished. In this country it is necessary now and then to put one admiral to death in order to inspire the others to fight. Our labor keeps us from 3 great evils, boredom, vice, and want. We must cultivate our garden. I was going to say, this is kind of, there's an early sci-fi scene in this book. They build giant metal spiders to go over the Andes Mountains. That's sci-fi. That's crazy. Made me think I'd like to do a collection of pre-sci-fi, sci-fi passages. That would be a really cool anthology idea for a book, I think. I would buy it. All right, well, Cats and Candide. I guess I'll title this that, maybe. Oh, we all love alliteration. It's a good time in the old nerd farm. All right, bye, everybody.